plan on going at him the way he comes at people. Um, they always say a guy who always wins by knockout ends up losing by knockout. So he's gonna come at me, I'm gonna come at him.
You've been pretty vocal about Canelo's slips. I mean, you deal with Victor Conti all the time, so like you have like, I'm sure you get some extra knowledge about what's going on. What is most troubling to you about everything that went down with Canelo?
I mean, as a fighters, as we know, I mean, we know, I mean, if you ask any fighter, we know what's going on, and we know that, a fighter's doing something or not doing nothing. I mean, we grew up in gym wars, we fight our way throughout anything. There's been days where I looked horrible in sparring, days that I looked good, but the same guy, but the thing is about boxing is so beautiful is if you get your ass kicked one day, you can go home and work on mistakes. Just a little bit of step back can change the whole fight game. You know what I mean? The next day you can go in there, and if you take a step back, you're actually landing on the guy. So boxing is like a chess match, and people don't know that. It's not about doing something to be strong, to kill somebody, to hurt somebody. It's actually a chess match, and that's what I love about boxing is that you can correct your mistakes, but correct it the right way. Don't try to get advantage by doing something else. Being with Victor Conti, he opened my eyes to a lot of things. Before I got to him, he made me do a blood test. He did a blood test. He goes, before I even talk to you, I need to know what you're about. So he did a blood test on me, and he said that I'm a clean fighter, and I have been throughout my whole life. And that's what I'm all about. My dad doesn't even believe in taking vitamins and stuff like that. He's like, eat some fruit, eat some vegetables, you know what I mean? So this whole Canelo thing, man, I'm really disappointed that, that he's not being punished the way he should be.
And do you feel like this evening, like a lot of people are saying, like, why even have the fight on Cinco de Mayo? It's the big fight has gone away. Is this an opportunity for you guys to sort of restore some faith in boxing?
I mean, when he fought Canelo the first fight, the fight was intense because the people were trying to see what Canelo has, but Canelo really came in there and he worked on his defense really good in the fight, and that's what he was doing. He didn't come to fight. He came to box, and it was the first time people saw Canelo actually trying to box, and he was just scared to get hit. People want to see fight. When the Canelo and the Golovkin fight got made, people thought they're gonna see a war and someone's gonna get knocked out. But I feel like they were playing it safe in that fight. But with me, I got nothing to lose, but I got the whole world to gain. So I'm gonna hit him with the world and see what's up.
What do you say to those skeptics that say this is not going to be something exciting? I know a couple of people that are willing to put their house up for you. What do you have to say?
I think it's amazing because people that know boxing, like I said, styles make fights, and people don't know that styles. I mean, if you watch Chavez Jr., I spar with Chavez Jr. in the gym, and the style, you could see the style. It's just, I've always loved to go forward. And the people that know boxing, that they know that the guy hasn't fought somebody that has technique and is gonna be in front of him. Because you can have defense and move around, but you could also have defense and be in front of the guy and hit the guy also. You don't gotta run. I mean, what I saw in boxing that I've learned in my whole life is that fear. You know what I mean? People fear him. I don't fear him. So if you got no fear, you go into the fight and you show that to the other guy, you break him down just by looking at him in the eyes to tell him that I'm here to fight. I'm not scared of you, man. I know you're human. You're not a robot. You're not a machine. Everybody is beatable on any given night. Like I said, I've sparred with really crazy killers in the gym that I've done good with. And there are people that said, oh my God, don't go in there with them. And I got in there and I did really good.
You have been busy enough in the last 2 to 3 months. There's no rust issue?
No, because we've had like 4 or 5 guys pull out. The guy that Danny Jacobs is fighting this Saturday is the guy that I was supposed to fight on March 17th. And he pulled out to fight Danny Jacobs. So it's not that I've been out of the ring because of anything else. It's because my promoter has been working on fights. The guys have been pulling out. Ishe Smith pulled out, and the Salaki guy pulled out. And, now I got Golovkin. I don't pull out, man. We stay in. We finish, bro.
He's had a high knockout percentage, and in his last 2 fights, he's gone the distance. What will you see in those styles? What have you seen in those fights?
Exactly what I was telling you guys. He has a lot of knockouts, but he went to decision the last couple of fights. Why? If he's so great, why not end everything in a knockout? That says something that people do go rounds with him. People do hit him, and people did show. One of those fights with Danny Jacobs, some people actually thought he lost that fight because of the way Danny fought. So people have been showing that, the guy is beatable and the guy is hittable. The guy does have my respect, and he's a monster. I'm going up against a giant, and I know that. But he doesn't know what I have and what I feel in my heart.
No, how did you find out about Golovkin being an option for you? Who told you?
Don King.
Okay. And
Don
what was your
King.
reaction when it's all that?
Yes. My reaction was yes. If you're serious, hell yes. Let's do it. Yes. And next thing I know, man, King actually had a guy at middleweight that he offered them and they turned him down. So he asked me, I said, yes, man, of course. He's like, man, you got a lot of balls, kid. I was like, of course I do. He goes, if you can you can fight the way as well as you talk, man, I got your back. I'm like, believe in me, King, let's do this, and we're going to do this.
When you signed about a year ago, when you signed with him, I think many of us here pretty much were clowning. What do you have to say now?
I mean, what do you guys think about it? You know what I mean? You guys were clowning, but it's okay. You know what I mean? It's okay. I see that. I see that people put Don King down, but no matter what, no matter how you put him down, he's the godfather of boxing, and people know that. Going back to the days, people respect Don King, and honestly, he's been good to me and my family. So he's a good man, and people need to respect him instead of putting him down.
I know you're a guy that doesn't need any extra motivation, but obviously they're picking you to lose. They're picking you because they think you're going to lose, and they want to preserve the Canelo rematch in September. How far up does that get you?
When I fought Timothy Bradley to make it to the Olympics, they picked me to lose. They picked me to get knocked out, and I dropped Timothy Bradley in the first round and had him out in the last round. I fought Berto. I fought Austin Trout. They picked me to lose all those fights, and I didn't. I came to fight. Same thing here. It's always good when they pick you. It's like extra motivation, you know what I mean? What I do, no matter what he does, people are gonna be, we know he did that, we know he was gonna do that, but whatever I do, like, oh shit. Why didn't he, where's Vaughness at? This is not the same Vaughness, you know what I mean?
How gratifying would it be to not only beat Golovkin, but to just upset the rematch and everything, and just upset all the plans in boxing? I know you like that kind of stuff.
That's what I'm about. It's a nightmare, right? I'm gonna create a nightmare, baby. That's what's gonna happen.
What takes over you? I mean, because obviously you've taken some losses along the way as a pro, but when you stand as an underdog, does something happen inside you to where you are able to rise to that level?
It does.
Can you describe it? What happens?
It's motivation. It's fire. You know what I mean? People say mean things, and you see that. You know what I mean? You look your kids in the eyes, dude, every day. Like I'm about to shock the world. I can't wait. You know what I mean? That's all the motivation you need. You look my kid in the eye and say, I'm gonna win for you, and that's what I'm gonna do.
What's a better weight class for you, 54 or 60?
160 now.
Do you feel like you have the proper time to be the proper strength?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I'm working at Snack, so we're good.
The fight that you were planning in March, the guy pulled out of, was that 160 or was that 154?
154. That was a 154 title eliminator for Jamal Charlo, and he pulled out to fight. He moved up, I guess, to fight Danny, and I moved up to fight.
So you're finding you're more comfortable fighting at 160?
I think so. Also, throughout the years, whenever I fought heavier, I did good.
What were you doing when Don King gave you the call?
I was on my bed, and my kids, my son Andrew and Ariana, they just jump on me every morning. I take them to school, so I was in bed because Florida is 3 hours ahead. So I got the call about 8 o'clock, and he told me, and I was like, baby, Triple G. And then I looked at it because I was like, remember a couple weeks ago you said you like this one, I gotta fight him. You know what I mean? So it was very good. It was happy. I just said yeah, and I called my trainer and I told him. And he was like, all right, we went straight to the gym, man. We went back to the gym and we started working. We were already in shape. We were getting ready for Solaki, and we just continued to work.
Vaughness, what do you expect that night? Obviously, you're the LA native, but he is the star. What do you expect that kind of fan kind of support to be like that night?
Yeah, you guys gonna be surprised. The homies that I got coming, man, the Latinos, the Mexicans, man, I love them, bro. They're good fans, you know what I mean? And my American people, everybody, man, my Armenians, you know what I mean? I just say one thing. I know that it's gonna be intense. I got my people there. I just hope that people let me and Golovkin do the fighting in the ring, and outside of the ring, they just enjoy the show. Just peace, come enjoy the show. Drink a lot of tecate, have a good time, but let us do the fighting in the ring.
How gratifying is it to fight